out in just a moment. Richard Pryor is our guest tonight, along with Tim Conway, Dr. Lennon Smith. Oh, there he is.
Super. Why do we try to do these things live? Oh. You know, we could stop and go like they do on the weekly shows and you do one thing one day. This is more fun.
Break our record.
I've said this before. It is more fun to be backstage during the change.
Yeah.
Did you ever try to tie your tie and button your shirt while you have one leg up? Somebody's trying to put a pair of pants on.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember there was once in Florida, but that was a different thing.
Yes. Yeah.
That involved the local constabulary, the
didn't know
police.
The police were coming, yes.
But one leg up trying to tie your tie, somebody, it is really crazy.
Good practice for this work.
So I want to thank our set designer again, John Schramm.
Great.
He did a wonderful job last night. And Sharon and Charles in the wardrobe department do a magnificent job putting all those costumes together and getting them to fit and getting them on you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Made a very good-looking Superman.
What?
He looked very good there.
I've flown in my times.
Well, I know that, but they don't. No, that looked good.
Did you ever think your day would come when Superman would be a big hit again?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't seen the picture yet, but I understand it's a lot of fun.
They say it's sensational.
Don't we have Christopher Reeves coming on the show? Not yet. His uniform is not back in the cleaners, but as soon as they get his cape back, he will...
They claim that the flying sequences are extraordinary.
I'm looking forward to tonight's show for a lot of reasons. Yeah. We have two extremely funny gentlemen, and here is one here that breaks me up all the time. He has won an Emmy. He's given television viewers many, many hilarious moments over the years, especially with the Carol Burnett show. And he's going to have his own special. It's called, and they had a lot of conferences about what to call this, and they came up with the executives with the Tim Conway show.
Oh.
They were going to call it Hello Tim, but they decided to call it the Tim Conway show. And it's going to, there's a big conference about this. It's going to air, they say.
Well, that's good.
What?
They made the show. It's good that it's going to air.
It's going to be shown, actually, this coming Monday night, January 15th, at 8 p.m. on another network.
Do you think people go to other shows on another network and talk about shows that are going to be on this network?
Probably.
I hope so.
And they always say on another
network. They mean us then when
they mean us when they say that. And, of course, you can check your local Chase calendar of events for which network that is. Would you welcome... I'm leaking all over the place here. Mr. Tim Conway. Boy, what fun tonight. What fun. Wow. What? You got to time it just right.
Tommy, how's it going?
Funny sketch. Thank you. Do you like that?
No, but it was a funny sketch.
Personal opinions notwithstanding.
No. It really was. I didn't know you were doing that actually live.
Yes.
Until I saw you coming running back there in your underwear. That's good.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
Kind of cute in my skivvies, aren't I?
Very nice, yes.
You've heard me talking about those changes. You've gone through a lot of those over the years, and it does get hysterical back there.
I was playing Vegas one time, and I was supposed to come out in a different outfit and had 30 seconds to do it in, and there were two girls who were changing me, which was great. And they did the whole thing, and I came out, I didn't have the shirt on. Just the tie and the whole thing, and they forgot the shirt. You go, hi! Oh, all right. I didn't get that
Nothing you can do about it at all.
No, because you're on and it's show business. That's important.
Yeah,
in our lives.
And it is your life, isn't it?
Show business is my life, yes.
For the better part.
For the most part of it now, anyway, yeah.
Yep. It's exciting.
It is.
To get paid for the thing you love to do, as they say.
To go out and entertain an audience, to bear yourself in front of an audience, just to get a couple of laughs and make other people smile when you're so miserable.
And take home a few thou a week, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the important thing.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the main thing. A lot of people don't think we're in it for the money, but I am.
I've often heard that.
Yeah.
You got in it just for the
a lot
money.
of people think I want to get to the top. That's not necessarily so. No. Paycheck's the big thing to me. I don't particularly care about ratings or anything if the paycheck clears. That's it with me.
And many of them in this business haven't the past few years.
Yeah.
But neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So I have not seen you for, well, I guess the last time You only come here when you got something to plug.
That's
I never
right.
See
Yeah,
you,
yeah. So the show will be on Monday at 8 o'clock
on another network.
Yeah, if I could plug now, can I go? Or no?
No,
I have to stay.
no,
I'm
no.
sorry. Oh, got to stick around. Okay.
Should never
Yeah.
do the plug at the last, you see.
That's right. Yeah. It's an interesting show. It's
Tell us about it.
56 minutes long.
56?
Which is the important thing. A lot of the shows are short. But this is, we thought, Carol and Joe, who are also man and wife, as you may know, thought
Who's
of
that?
one thing, Carol Burnett and Joe Hamilton.
They're man and wife?
Yeah, didn't you know that?
Of course.
Oh. Was that a put on, you silly guy?
Yeah.
They thought of a thing that, especially I think it kind of applies to my show, that there should be a comedy patrol. That instead of getting a rating, that after you do a show, the comedy patrol comes by, and if your show is bad, they actually come to your house and shoot you. Which wouldn't that prevent a lot of bad shows? Really?
That's right.
Because you'd think twice before you actually put a show on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Vigilante kind of.
Yeah, a guy comes and says, I saw your show.
You have to get out of show business, can no
Right.
longer perform.
Right.
Lots of it. There wouldn't be much left on television.
No, that's true. Well, if you only got shot in the foot, it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, you haven't done a special since
Since my last
your last special.
Yeah.
I knew there was a time gap.
Yeah, there was.
You
yeah.
wouldn't do
Well,
one Thursday and one
quite a
Friday.
lot.
It makes no
you
sense.
wouldn't want to do one every night.
No.
Because then it really wouldn't want to be a special that way, yeah.
There's nothing special about being on every night.
Not to me,
as we
no,
found
sir.
out. So it's been some time since you've done your last special.
It's been almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah, the last one we were doing, the folks came down from the network and said, don't do this anymore.
Oh,
So
no,
we stopped doing that.
No, they didn't. That was a funny show. I saw it.
Yeah, that was the one on, Patton. That was also almost an hour long, too, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. Get them an hour long.
That's right.
Yeah.
How is your New Year been treating you? Everything going well?
Yeah, real fine. Yeah, it's been a real good year so far. Yeah.
That's one of our stock questions.
Is it really? I didn't
When you've been here a
notice that.
long time, you jump at anything.
I love the,
Like,
yeah.
how are the kids,
Yeah, I loved starting with an earthquake. I thought that was good. Yeah.
Right. Where were you during when it first hit?
I was watching, as most people, the Rose Bowl, and had to, get the kids out of the way to get outside because a situation like that.
Kids cluttered up the door, did they?
They were all under that door jam.
They're selfish. They're selfish little people.
They really are. I've never found that out until a crisis like that. They will try to protect themselves.
Selfish
actually.
little people.
It really is grim. We had when the other one hit, which was about, maybe a year ago. Remember the one that hit early in the morning, the 6:30 number? Of course, after the big one.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but after the big one, then you got the flashlights and you got everything prepared, and you said, okay, you go down this stairway if it hits here and up there. And then one hit about a year later, and they all remembered it was 6:45 in the morning, so we all ran outside in our underwear, and there we were on the front lawn, 8 of us in our underwear. Now, the people going by in a car don't know there was an earthquake.
That's right.
A lot of that, Weird.
Tour bus going by the Conway home
How
going,
you doing? Fine. We always come out here in our underwear about 6:45.
I keep saying every time there's an earthquake, well, maybe you do this also, maybe I better lay in some first aid supplies, a little
yeah.
Coleman stove in case the gas goes out, and one of those big beam lights, and I never do.
Well, I think if you have all those provisions, wouldn't the people who don't have them come and beat you up and take them away?
No, because I also have a very big gun. Big gun.
That's good. Yeah,
And
a gun is good.
That keeps
Yeah.
the sore losers away from your front door in case of an
Right,
emergency.
Yeah, I would.
Every man for himself in an earthquake.
I would hope to become a looter in a situation like that.
That's right.
Probably more profitable.
Raper and
except at your
pillager,
house. Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Those are scary, though. They really, you don't know until you've been through one what they're actually like.
I remember that one that was, it was about 6, strangely enough, Bob Newhart was on the show the night they had that big one. That was about, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
When it rumbled at about
Yeah.
6:40 or 6:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And that night while we were doing the show, there was one of those aftershocks.
Mm-hmm.
And we heard it from the back of the audience because they felt it, the building. And you heard this, and Newhart and I looked at each other like, they don't like us, we're dying. Because you heard this, and we were going, Bob says, and it came down, and all of a sudden, we still have the tape, and you see the camera.
Right, I remember that. Yeah.
We've replayed it, and you see the camera just for a second go like this.
Yeah, actually, it was the cameraman.
Yeah, yes.
Cameras.
He was over already in Pepe's having a couple of margaritas by the time.
In doing a lot of shows as we do, where you do physical stuff, they put you on a wire to do flips and things like that, and then they hang you. I was at Universal one time when they thought it would be funny to leave me there at lunch, just hanging. You're 12 feet off the ground. So now, whenever I do any of those things, the first thing I get is a pair of wire cutters, because if you are doing something and there's an earthquake, You don't find a stagehand going, we better get him down.
That's right.
No, sir.
They're in the 48 Dodge heading for Barstow.
Yeah, he's on the bus on the way home, and you're going, boy.
That was a big one.
Yeah, and you can't unscrew those things until the guy comes with a wrench.
Are you good in critical situations like that? You keep composed? Women, they say, always look to men, but you find women sometimes are much more calm and can think a little clearer.
In a situation like that, I will normally grab a woman.
Grab a woman?
Yeah. I think it's important.
Throw her on top of you to avoid falling debris,
right.
I suppose?
Yeah, right, yeah. No, I kind of panic. Yeah, I don't handle that well at all. I try to act calm, but I cry, everything.
You try to be cool, but unless you've really been in an earthquake, it's just, there's nothing to equate it with.
Yeah.
It's a little disorienting, and then everything kind of goes this way, and you don't know what really to do.
Yeah, and the noise.
Does this fly bother you?
No, that's okay. Well, that's cute. How do you keep him on there?
Look at this. I
No,
told you
he
it's going to
is
be a big
trained,
show.
is that correct?
Okay,
Yeah.
there he goes. Now
Ah.
he'll come back here.
That's
Okay,
good.
now he's going to...
Can you make him go on your face?
Yeah,
That's it.
you bet.
There he goes. That's
Do
good.
this. Hey, come here. He'll be back in a second.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes when things aren't working,
I've
you'll
never
see the
seen
fly
a
come
trained
in.
fly like that again. That's marvelous.
We keep it in case the guests don't really go well, and we go. Not that you are.
No, I
Like,
understand.
and
Hey,
we
these
cue the
things
fly.
happen. Sure.
I have to do a commercial here.
Oh,
You can stay with us a while, even though you've plugged your show.
Yeah. Oh, I can? Oh,
Sure.
okay.
Sure.
Well, like most of those big guys say, I have to get back to the shooting schedule.
Yeah,
and
you
all
got
that.
nothing to do, huh?
No.
Okay.
No, I can stay all night.
All right, we'll do this. We're going to
I
come
can
right
stay
back.
all month, actually.
Stay here for a month. We're back. We're talking with Tim Conway. We don't have him. We're talking with him. We have Richie Pryor and Kelly Garrett and Dr. Lennon Smith. Monday night, I want to mention. You know who's going to be hosting the show on Monday night? Harvey Korman.
I'm going to come and sit right in that seat there when he does the monologue.
Oh, you're gonna
Just
kill
kind
it.
of
You'll
stare
kill
there with a little spinach in my teeth.
Well, that's all you. All you have to do is look at Harvey, and he
Oh, yeah.
goes catatonic.
Not well.
And he's going to be here with Bonnie Franklin, Tom Dreesen, baseball's Bob Uecker, and Helen Gurley Brown. And on Tuesday night, we have I always feel awkward saying this, the best of Carson.
Aha. Yeah.
And we have people like Beverly Sills, whom is right there, Mr. Tony Randall, who is there, funny comedian by the name of George Miller, and from Cornell, Dr. Carl Sagan is with us on Tuesday. Later in the week, we have Dick Cavett, Tony Newley, Lauren Bacall, George Burns, Marvin Hamlish, and Donald J. Duck. That's right, Donald Duck will be on the show. There is a man named Donald
really?
J. Duck.
Oh.
I think he's with the Department of Interiors, with the United States government, and his legitimate name is Donald Duck. Now, you want to talk about going through life with problems?
Yeah, what a nice
Is he
position to be in.
Is he going to a motel?
Yes.
Have your name?
Mr.
Donald
and Mrs.
Duck.
Yeah. All right, come on, lock him up. That's it. I'm around here writing that down.
Speaking of Harvey, you know how much I admire you and Harvey. And they're replaying.
In that order, incidentally?
No, not separate. You and Harvey, or
Yeah, me
Harvey
first.
and you.
Yeah. Oh, no, it should be
Either
me.
way.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Crack me up. And they've been rerunning a lot of the composites of Carol's show around the country. And those sketches hold up. But you and Harvey have got something going between you. He doesn't seem to be able to break you up very often, but you look at him, you eyeball him.
Yeah.
And Harvey, the mouth starts to go, the eyes dance, the jaw trembles, the shoulders start to go.
Yeah,
and all you have to
love
do is just
torture
give him
that
one.
way,
You must
too,
torture
yeah.
him.
It kind of started, we were in his dressing room one time, I was doing the show, and he was dressed in a chicken outfit and had on the big feet, he had red stockings on, pantyhose, and he had a chicken body and chicken wings and this huge chicken head. In order to talk to me, he had to lift up the beak. And, listen, and I was dressed as an Avon lady and just sitting there in a dress with pantyhose and stockings and earrings and everything. And he was telling me a serious problem which he was involved in at home. And he's going, I don't know. And he's walking up and down with these chicken feet going, I feel, and boy, my life, and I can see it. And I'm going, well, I feel, basically. And I suddenly realized the chicken talking to an Avon lady. This isn't right. And I said, Harv, I'm really interested in this, but could we wait until later when you're not a chicken and I'm not an Avon lady, So we went out to do a sketch, which we never did, which is falling down time. And from that time on, I think we kind of, whenever we met each other's eyes, kind of said, these two guys at our age ought to get a job.
Yeah.
Because walking around
it's hard for the audience to understand sometimes why people get uncontrollable, but I guess it's like laughing in church or something. You're not supposed to do it. We're supposed to be professional. Ed and I have been guilty on many occasions of doing nothing more than just getting the giggles.
Coming out, yeah, and it's all over.
And not being able to stop.
Yeah.
Have you tried to break him up, and sometimes it
I could just look at him and he would go, but he would try and break me up, and he would say something or do something and go, And I wouldn't do anything, and he'd go, oh, nuts. And then he would laugh at him trying to break up me.
Right.
I sat one time through a whole sketch for 10 minutes with spinach in my teeth going like this, and he never laughed, and then I fell down for about 10 minutes. Yeah, when you try it, it's tough, but there was one sketch where I was supposed to be a pilot coming on to the set, and he opens the door and he said, "Are you ready?" And I had them bring in a toilet, and I was sitting on the toilet when he said, "Are you ready?" And
Off stage.
Yeah, off stage. And so he started laughing, and he said, that was the dress show, and for the air show, I said, "I'm going to do something even funnier." And he said, "Oh, no, you won't get me this time." So I didn't do anything. I just stood there. And when he opened the door, he went, and he was so surprised just to see me standing there. He went even more than the first time.
It's called the reverse breaking
right.
up, waiting for that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Ralph Goka, our makeup man, was telling me, he says, I used to work for Tim Conway back in Cleveland.
Right.
And then I remember New Year here, you started as a television director
Right.
in Cleveland.
Couldn't direct.
Really?
I sold myself as a director, and a gentleman named Ernie Anderson, who's now a big announcer out here. He does most of the C promos. And
they won't know. You only said 2 letters.
Right.
AB, they'll never know.
They'll never figure it out.
I sold him as talent and me as a director, and he had never been talent, and I had never directed.
That's weird.
So he had a kind of a talk show on a movie thing, and I never knew how to what they call back time, so that when the program ended, you actually had the whole movie in that hour and a half. And the program would always go off, and we would never have the end of the movie. And it wasn't until we showed Citizen Kane that people began to get disturbed, because they wanted to see Rosebud at the end and all that. I guess was very important to them. And that's the first time I realized that they were really interested in the endings of movies. So we would show the endings of the movies on Friday. Just the endings of what we had missed.
Just to carry it over.
Yeah, that lasted about a week, and then they decided that it would be better if I wasn't a director.
Is that when you got into talent there?
Well, the show was so bad that we couldn't get anybody to come on as a guest, so I would be the guest, too. And Ernie would say, here's a bullfighter, here's a trumpet player, here's a whatever, and I'd just leave the cameras on, and I'd come out and be a bullfighter or whatever.
That's a great experience.
Yeah, it sure was. Then...
No, I mean that.
Yeah,
I started locally back in Omaha doing a show in the afternoon in Omaha.
A lot of applause for locally.
That's right.
Yeah.
For locally, it's very big. And used to do an hour show 3 times a week with nothing. So you started doing everything.
Right.
You'd act silly. It didn't make any difference.
We
just
tried
to kill
to get
the time.
Yeah, tried to get guests on. We'd say, like when Bob Feller was big with the Cleveland Indians, we'd say Bob Feller was going to be the guest today, and we'd never ask Bob. Because we'd hold an audience that way. And then Bob would call and go, "Listen, I wouldn't be on that piece of junk." And we'd go, at the next break, we'd say, "Well, he called and he's on his way. He's tied up in traffic, but he'll be here." And then at the end of the show, he'd say, "Well, here's Bob. Oh, we don't have time? Well, maybe tomorrow." And
can't get away with that too often. The audience gets
the endings of the movies and that kind of stuff lasted about 2 weeks, and then I was back down writing promos again.
Yeah. When you take your kids out, and you got a passel of them, as they say.
To the best of my knowledge, it's about 6.
About 6 running around.
Yeah, I don't know how old they are. They're not. They must be about 16 to 8, I would imagine.
Around there.
Good space.
That must be kind of a handful when you go on a trip or a vacation, or.
It is. Well, we take a whole plane, or it's. One time, I had 3 kids playing. Well, actually, I had 2 kids. Timmy and Patrick were playing Little League. This shows you the sense of humor that people have in Little League, because they're rough. They really are. I just went to enjoy it for the kids and everything, and they asked me to umpire one day, third base.
That's all over.
That's the worst. But my first boy got up. Timmy, he got a hit. My second boy got up. Pat, he got a hit, and they were short that day. Now, those games, they go to... The scores usually average around 107 to 83, When you go to see one of those games, you don't get a seat. You just get a condominium, and you just kind of stay out there in the sun, because they go on forever. Then nobody ever gets out, and they don't have balls to strike. You just keep pitching till they hit it. So you're there for days, But anyway, 2 of my boys are now on, second and first. So they were short, so they let Jamie bat that day. Now, he's only about 5 at the time, so... Bang, he hits the ball and it rolls to the pitcher. Now, instead of the pitcher throwing to first to get him out, he decides to throw it to third to get Timmy out. Now, Timmy started sliding about where the shortstop was standing. So,
long slide.
Slid, got up, slid again, slid. He had the slide down, but it was a little early. You know what I mean? So by the time he got to third, I thought, this is great. My 3 boys are going to be on base. So the guy all he had to do is touch the base. He would have been out. But he saw this kid kept sliding. So I figured, well, I'll tag him when he comes over here. So he tagged him. He was out by 20 yards. And so Timmy, as he was walking, he stood on the base, and I said, safe. Well, you never saw so many people come out of the stands and all your I said, wait a minute, hold on, whoa, yeah, they were going to kill me, you know. What do you mean, safe, you know? And I said, hey, the score's 108-5. What do we care, you know? 3 boys are on base.
The parents are the one who take it serious.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
it can lead to fisticuffs and screaming and fighting.
Yeah.
I never got involved in that.
No, that's, so they didn't play next year.
By the way, I didn't ask you who was on your special, and I should have.
That's
with
not
you.
important.
Well, it is
Oh,
important.
it is, too, yeah. I
Sure it
guess
is.
Carol Burnett, strange as it may seem.
Ah, super.
And Don Knotts. And
Funny man.
Don and I did a picture for Disney called The Apple Dumpling Gang. You probably saw that.
Right.
It's up for a lot of Academy Awards. And we're doing another one down in Atlanta now called The Prize Fighter. Where I
You're
become the world championship boxer.
You?
Don's my manager. It's a serious drama. And Village People. You know, they sing YMCA.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a big hit.
Yeah.
Why?
C-A, chaka, chaka, boom, bang, zipping. And who else? We got, instead of having grown-up dances, we had little kid dancers, 8 to 12. We got 16 of those, tapping their fool heads off.
You know, the last on your special, when you danced well. I didn't
Yeah, didn't
realize
I?
that. You
Yeah.
danced extremely well.
You know what that was, don't you?
No.
It was a guy with a mask of me on.
Come on now.
I would swear, really.
What are you talking
But
about?
we never revealed the fact that it was. And everybody thought it was me.
Hold it now.
No, really, they made a rubber mask, and that was a guy dancing his head off. I only did the close shot, where I went, hi, how you doing? And they went, why?
Are you
And then-
putting me on?
No. And everybody thought it was me.
I'm sitting here like a dummy
That's what I said.
saying,
You know, I believed it was me.
well, it shows you can take the boy out of the country, but
yeah,
I watched
I
that, and you're
actually
doing great
believe-
things,
yeah.
and I looked at it, and I said,
Yeah.
Conway doesn't, I've never seen him
actually
dance
believed
like that.
it was me, too. Yeah,
And it was just you in the close-ups?
that's right.
Did anybody know?
I didn't even know. No, actually, they didn't. People who knew me said that they swore that was me.
I did.
Yeah,
I did
because
not
it
know
had
that.
this rubber mask on it.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Then you don't dance good at all. I'm taking that back.
No, I don't dance at all. I have no sense of rhythm. That's why I have 6 kids. But I want to tell you.
But seriously, folks. Hey, look, rhythm is our business. It's show business, folks. We're going to be right back. Richie Pryor's here, Kelly Garrett, and Dr. Lennon Smith. So stay where you are.